Well, I'll put you in a trance and let's party. Boogie in your body. Work that body. Make sure you don't hurt nobody. I say, hey, feel the fire when it burns inside ya. Yeah, get a fall for that thing. Dance and shake and let's swing. Come on, let me rock the world.
Hey folks, welcome back to the R&R podcast where we bring you ramen eating roosters. Here we have myself, mingling a ding dong, sing along, and
Ding dong, sing along.
and then we have Roland Man.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Roland and Roland's friend.
Yeah, we're committed to this.
Oh my god. So, unfortunately today we are actually down 2 people. Chavez is handling some things right now, and Trey is being fudged at work.
Yeah, he's packing fudge.
He's getting his fudge packed.
Yeah, they're packing fudge into him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, this dude's a fucking Willy Wonka factory.
Yeah,
just,
he is.
just constant
all
fudge
that
packing.
fudge, like...
Just, I'm mad he made a sound effect. Just, what the fuck is that? Like, now I'm looking at Trey's goofy ass walk and be like, damn, bro, no wonder you walking with a boot box, bro. Cause you got fudge packed, don't you? You know what's going on, man? So, we did like a combination of topics today, but let's do another R word. Riot.
Oh my god, Riot motherfucking games.
So, in case you guys didn't know, and obviously you do because, you know, you're probably into video games and such, and, you know, you're awoken, you're an awoken person, an awoken soul. Riot Games, work employees did a walkout, of 150 people, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Probably give or take.
It was a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. In retaliation of a bunch of sexual harassment cases.
Yay!
Yay, I know how much you guys love sexual
Riot
harassment.
Games and their newly implemented diversity whatevers.
Well,
Hooray!
I don't know too much about Riot Games because I don't play League of Legends. I know one thing about it, but...
I mean, that's, like, let's be honest, that's the only thing they do. Like, that's pretty much it.
We don't have a lot of shit, but we got League of Legends, am I right, fellas?
Yeah.
Am I right? So, yeah, in case you haven't heard, from what we've read about, there's currently 5 cases of sexual harassment between current and, former employees, involving, you know, obviously sexual harassment with the company. From what I was reading on one of the articles, at least, was that the one employee was recently working with one department, was harassed, ended up leaving that department and going somewhere else. And then the person who harassed her ended up being moved over there as well as management and basically told her, yeah, you better get used to this or you're going to have to find a new job.
It's like, damn, like, freaking, like, like, the 2 cents that I have to put into this whole story is just like, like, it just seems like Riot Games is just a terrible company to work with, and it's like, to really do anything with them, because, like, it was only probably, I want to say at this point, maybe half a year ago, where there was this whole hullabaloo about, like even more, like, sexual harassment, like, sort of gender inequality, sexism, like, sort of, weird, office culture where, like, one of the things, like, prominent things is, like, you know, dudes, like, freaking, like, slapping each other's balls.
Yeah.
But not, okay, that's,
you never did a bad slap? We talking about just...
But not in a freaking, like, you ball tap someone in the office. Is like, imagine this, like, oh, like, you enter the building, you say hi to your, like, manager, like, hey, Bob, like, how's it going? It's like, hey, Dave, and it's like, boom,
just tap the balls,
just like, smack you in the balls.
Is that not what we do here?
Oh my god,
my company does. Like, no,
yeah.
That would be fucking weird.
Yeah, but not only that. So like the going back to the first story that I heard a couple months ago was like, while these allegations were coming up, there's also this other, like, pendulum swing in a way,
Yeah.
where it was, I forget which con it was, but there was a gaming convention, and they had a panel that was how to get into the gaming industry, and there was signage right outside the panel that said, I believe it only said, women and non-binary attendees only. Like they pretty much like enforced like no men allowed into this panel, and like the panel's like run by Riot Games, so it's like, okay, so not only are you like sexist against like, well, no, they're just bad overall. Like you have like all this shit going on in your company, and to like try to get some PR points, you're like, oh man, like I got it. We're gonna hold a panel that's only for women and non-binary. So you're still technically being sexist. Like, what the hell are you? What the hell's wrong with you?
Like, you're sitting there trying to focus on trying to get that PR move. Like, we suck with treating women right, so let's make it that it's only women. And it's like, well, the dudes now like, wow, that's kind of weird. Like that, you know, it just doesn't look good because you look so guilty, like for what you're doing. And so that goes into where they, like I said, they currently have 5 cases going on, and the reason why it's more of a walkout is for support for those people, because Riot Games know they fucked up, and they know they could possibly lose in court, so they're hitting them with an arbitration. My favorite, and for those to sum up is, we don't want to go to court and possibly lose all this motherfucking money, so we're gonna basically fuck you by kind of like doing like a holdout type of thing, like, hey, and you know, I mean, you know, let's work things out. We don't gotta go to court. Let's work things out. You know, me, you, we can sit there and talk over this. Like, no.
Yo, I hope they freaking like something has. Really hope that something happens where the freaking like toxic like upper management just does get totally out and like rotated out. I don't know like how that would happen with such a big company like Riot Games, but like
Well, I mean, it's the only thing that can happen. I mean, just like every other, you know, company that has, you know, metrics that they only care about and only care about stakeholders, if people stop fucking playing in support and retaliation of that, on top of people not wanting to work for them, they gotta make changes then. I mean, everyone's like, they're like, because in this situation, they're like, yeah, and I mean, this isn't my mindset, so don't get mad at me. But on a business mindset, I'm gonna show y'all what's gonna fucking happen if, you know, y'all continue to play. It is, hey, yeah, we got people that's bitching and complaining, but we can always hire new workers. They'll get over it. And then it's like, well, we're still making money. Our stakeholders are still pulling in numbers. It doesn't matter. I mean, it kind of does, but oh well, it's all PR move. We don't give a fuck. You're gonna still keep buying our stuff. So if in retaliation, not only do the workers support those who are getting basically screwed over and in the toxic environment that they're around, and the people who play the game are like, we're not gonna play your game. We're not gonna stream. We're not gonna do this. We're basically like alienating you. That's going to affect their money, which then will affect the stakeholders reaching out to those upper management, like, yo, something's got to change. You're affecting this, da-da-da-da. And then that's when the changes happen, because of monetary values are not where they need to be anymore. Because, you know, metrics is all companies really care about. So, obviously, you know, everyone knows.
Yeah, so this is my 2 cents on that. I played League of Legends, like, a while ago, like, probably, like, a solid, like, from when it first was released, and then like 4 years after that, maybe. So like, because of circumstance, I'm still like following them on Facebook, and I've seen their like more recent advertisements. It seems like in terms of like their audience reach for solely just the game.
Yeah,
I don't think this incident like has had any like big hit on their overall game performance.
Yeah.
So from my cynical point of view, I feel like that, like, definitely I support the, all the employees that, like, did walk out in, like, you know, sharing their own stories and then, like, sort of boosting their own morale, like, knowing that they're not alone there, but I doubt that, like, some big thing, like, whatever, like, high manager is going to resign. I just have a feeling that's not gonna happen. And, like, history is just gonna repeat itself, like, 3 months later or some shit.
Yeah, it's 3 months. I mean, if you said that they have like kind of a history of this. I mean, like I said, these are just 5 people that are current and or formerly employed that are reaching out. We don't even know if there's like any more people that just haven't came out yet.
Yeah.
I mean, if this is something that's been going on for a while there, and that's their type of environment that they kind of bred, I mean, it's...
shit. Okay, so sorry to interrupt you, but I did just remember, a point that I kind of believe in.
Okay.
All right, so Riot Games actually, I believe, owned by a company called Tencent, I think it is.
Mhm.
That is a Chinese-owned corporation. They don't give a fuck about American politics. Like, all of their, like, sort of major, like, big company stakeholders and investors,
Yeah.
I think they're all, like, in China, and it's like, oh, this doesn't give a fuck. Like,
It doesn't
like,
affect,
yeah.
it doesn't
So,
affect us.
so, like, that's an element of, like, why I feel like that, like, damn, like, I don't think anything's gonna happen after this. Like, history's gonna repeat itself.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, just because of, like, when you try to, like, path, like, who are the people investing in this company?
Yeah.
It's the people that don't care about, like, you know, all this, like, cultural stuff that's happening
Yeah.
here in America. It's like, oh, shit. Damn.
Well, fuck, man. I know that they had some cases where it is where it's like some people were speaking about how they're like, listen, like, you know, I was afraid to, you know, go out and support people because obviously it's one of those things where if you go against the company, it's basically you're saying like, fuck you, management, and I don't. To them, they're hearing, I don't need this job.
Yeah.
And I know that's a lot of people's livelihood, and that's always a frightening thing to, you know, put your livelihood
Oh, yeah.
on the line for being basically a whistleblower. And, you know, if you fucking snitch on the company, I'm not sitting there saying, you know, you'll get blacklisted, but you'll get blacklisted.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, if I, like, for example, in my company, if I find out that somebody, you know, sexually harass somebody and then they're like, I'm coming out and I'm like, yeah, I visually saw that this happened and I'm supporting these people. Of course I can't work at that company no more.
Yeah.
And then on top of it, they're going to be like, every other company that hires me, why did you leave your job? Well, somebody was being sexually harassed and they're going to look at me like, wow, you're a great person. Too great. We don't need that type of moral standard.
Oh, my God.
You need to go. Like, I mean, I'm just being honest with it, but
the American dream. You just gotta work hard enough to not get fired.
exactly.
You just, like, look out on the...
You gotta exceed in mediocrity.
Yeah,
there you go.
exactly.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
God, it's fucking terrible. But, yeah, is there, that's just
Yeah.
basically, I'm doing my job of supporting the cause by not playing League of Legends. And of course, is not because I'd never played it before, obviously, and I don't care for the game, but it's obviously now because, A, you know, you guys are pieces of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you're a piece of shit, I'm not gonna fucking support you.
And also, I am just generally on the side of, like, the gameplay of League of Legends, like, because of how much time you have to sink in per game, it leads to fairly toxic behavior. In my opinion, of course.
It's like,
In my
it's toxic. Hey, you lost 20 HP, 40 HP, 80 HP. Speaking of which, that's a tangent. I never really knew how great toxic was until I realized if you stall out.
Oh yeah, yo, dude.
Like I was like, I'm just poisoned. Fuck it. I'm like, and I'm so young, and I was just like,
it speak like specifically toxic. Okay, now we're getting to like,
yeah,
Pokemon
we're changing it real quick.
So it's because like the way that toxic like works is that like it's not just poison. It's like it's poison that stacks like every turn. So it's just, like it's like legit. Like some Pokemon teams will be built around like, you know, a giant like just buff the Pokemon stats and like HP, defense, special defense, just sit there, wall everything, slap toxic on like whatever, and just stall out until they die.
Well, I did have that, and that kind of ruined my Pokemon experience. And I talk about this every time I don't care how many times I'm gonna mention it in the podcast. The one dude I played, Trey's cousin actually.
Yeah.
He had his EV team, all EV team.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Valerian, Josian, all them people.
Yeah.
And so what he decided to do was, hey, Roland, let's play motherfucking Pokemon game. All right, cool, whatever. I just beat somebody in school over this that used all legendaries, and I got a pretty good squad, like Lucario, shit like that. Like, so I'm like, all right, cool. Well, you know, let's do whatever it is. Hey, Garnchop, obviously, and you know that we're not playing like professionals. So get the fuck out of my face. I know he's banned. Shut up. So, so what he did was he buffed. He ran a bunch of like stat boosting moves on his first Pokemon. I forgot what it was. And then he baton passed to Umbreon.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah,
then,
I know this build exactly.
And then he decided to proceed to pull down his pants and fuck me because he put out Mean Look, Confuse Ray, Moonlight, and Toxic.
Yep. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
you're just
wow,
you just
dude.
get freaking like
You
saw
just
the
get,
living out.
fucking just stomped. He ran through my whole team. I couldn't even take down one. I looked at him in his eyes and I was like, sir, you caught me by surprise. I got murder in my I didn't mean.
Oh my
Like,
god, yeah,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
I have a buddy who like ran that same exact Umbreon build. It's so frustrating. It's
I wasn't ready. I'm
frustrating.
thinking like this dude was just like, I'm not sitting there saying I was expecting to beat him. I was expecting an honest fight.
Mhm.
I didn't get my
No
honest
honest
fight.
fight.
I got
Anything to win.
I got it. He treated me like somebody online. Like I was, like I'm a complete stranger. I was like, dude,
you're just a pub. You're just a pub.
I'm just like notch under his belt, you know. He had his way with me. He had his way with me and just notch under his belt. I add my name to the list.
Yeah, yeah. Alright, anyway, so, non sequitur back into the world of entertainment. So, at the time of this recording, we're like, about almost reaching halfway to the spring anime season.
Ooh.
And I have, 4 specific shows I'd like to talk about with
Ooh.
you, Roland.
I haven't watched any of them, so yay.
And this is my chance to tell you how cool things are.
That's what I'm talking about.
So first show I have on the list is a show called Demon Slayer. It's a Shonen Jump manga that starts in a Edo-like period.
Uh-huh.
And the whole setting is that it's a civilization that's being terrorized by Oni demons that crash into these people's, like, the civilians' houses at nighttime and, eat them and shit. And
Eat them and shit.
Yeah.
You ever got eaten by Oni before?
Exactly.
Wait, before you continue.
Yes.
Does it have any scene like Goblin Slayer first episode?
No.
Okay, cool. All right.
It's like, it's in the source material. It's just straight up Shonen Jump.
Mhm.
It has like gore, but it doesn't go into any of that weird. I don't know what I'm really getting into, but it doesn't really have any like huge sexual content in it.
Okay.
It's very like shonen, more of a darker toned Shonen Jump like series.
So like dark moments of like Hunter x Hunter like?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd
dark
say that.
moments, not like the like
right off the beginning, the way the character gets introduced into what his problem is
Mhm.
that he returns back home after being in the city for a day,
Yeah.
and then he just straight up opens the door and sees that there's blood everywhere. His family's been murdered, but he sees that his little sister is still alive, like barely breathing, and he's like, I gotta get her help. Like
Yeah.
that's how the first episode, like after about 10 minutes in, starts.
Ooh.
Like it's just like just straight up blood, and it's like I gotta run.
It just whips out its amazing story plot.
Yeah, yeah.
And proceeds.
You just get right into it. So what I absolutely love about the show, so to give a little more context about my sort of background in what I prefer,
Yeah.
I'm not really that into Shonen Jump series anymore.
You don't like the shonen shit post?
Every now and then it's like I do
Shonen
like
slew.
to.
The shonen slur.
Oh my
It's like a bunch of S words.
Shonen trash. Yes. Yes.
Make me feel good.
Exactly. But anyway, the reason why I was so drawn to the show was because there's the studio, called UFO Table. Anyone not familiar, UFO Table is very well known for their adaptation of the, Fate series, like Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night and Limit Blade Works, and the more recent, video series.
Yeah.
Not video series, movie series, Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel. They do a really good job in terms of their animation production, with integrating, like, dynamic fight scenes with really well done and rendered, background CGI.
Okay.
Like, it has these really cool, like, zoom-in shots, and then while the character, like, still being, like, a very well, 2D animated model, like, come in with, like, their attack.
Yeah.
The thing that I absolutely love about the style of the show is that it combines this, and also because of the main, thing, I guess, the gimmick of this show is that, all the people, the soldiers that are, trained to fight off these demons, they're like, super powered samurai in a way that each have their own unique elemental fighting style. So, for example, the, main character, his special, like, fighting style is like water or some shit. So when you actually see his attacks, it combines, like, UFO Table's, like, dynamic 3D CGI, like, camera rotation with 2D, like, character coming in, like, Attack on Titan, but also when he's, like, using one of his techniques, you see this very beautifully 2D animated, like, water waves, kind of like, it has a little bit of that, like, old Japanese, like, paintbrush feel to it when he's like you see like the waves like coming out of his sword as he's swinging, and you just like see this like beautiful bright colors of just these waves. Like, holy shit! Like, I'm like, as soon as they started showing that stuff, I was like, I'm into this. Like, I'm not normally into shonen stuff, but like I was immediately into that. Like, that was so cool to me. Currently, as of the recording of this, 5 episodes in, like it's gotten past my 3-episode rule, so I'm still gonna be watching this.
Oh, got past 3-episode rule? Hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I know is good. I got a couple days off. Your boy's gonna catch up.
Yeah. Alright, next show I would like to talk about is called Sada Zanmai.
Wait a minute. Is that the one about the fingers in the butt or some shit? They take out the organs?
Yes!
I didn't watch it yet, but
dude,
okay, wait.
yeah.
So last podcast we did talk about the anime season.
Yeah.
And I did mention Demon Hunter, and how Ufotable, was it?
Yeah, Ufotable, yeah.
Ufotable, yeah, how they, tax evade. But,
but
I made sure I did my best Ming impersonation, so you're about to get a treat, obviously, because the actual Ming is here, of course. Yay! So, for this fucking show, I remember talking about how I was gonna have my sources take a look at it because it was so abstract of a description about how they get special organs thrown out of their butt and how they turn into fucking kappas, and then they mentioned 2 other people completely at a different booth, and it just added in there. I was like, listen, I know that these kids are they're in middle school and they're getting things taken out of their butt by a mystic animal. And then there's 2 other guys there. Why would a grown man want to watch people get things taken out of kids' butts? I don't know. It's pervy and pedo, and I'm not for that. But at the same time, it's like, if this doesn't pique the interest, just a little bit of interest of how the fuck does this work?
Okay.
Like, so
okay,
go ahead, man. Break it down.
All right.
Please.
So, to give a little bit of background of the show, the guy who is the art director or animation director for this whole show, he is very well known for making very abstract shows. For example, I'm just gonna name drop a bunch of shows he worked on. He's very well known for doing Revolutionary Girl Utena. He did something Penguin Drum. He's also done before this a show called Yurikuma Arashi. The thing that he specializes in is making like certain things in his narratives appear to have like a deeper meaning behind it. For example, one of the hilarious examples that I've heard from Utena fans is that there's a moment where a person just gets turned into a car and they don't even explain it. She's just like in the show where it's about like, in a way, I'm gonna butcher the plot, by the way. Like female knights fighting. Someone just gets turned into a car, and that's it. It's like
art.
It is so artsy. Anyway, so for this show, it's that director. It's animated by Studio Mappa, I think, who is most recently well known for animating Yuri on Ice.
Okay.
That will make sense in a bit as I'm explaining this.
Okay.
But there is so much amazing animation in the show. One of the very first moments that really caught my eye is there is a scene in the beginning where they awaken the Kappa Prince that gets them in this whole mess.
Yeah.
And they say something like a certain keyword that makes this Kappa Prince like mad. So initially the Kappa Prince, he just looks like kind of this he looks like a plush toy. But then as he gets mad, they animate him so he sort of extends his arms so they like look very human, like he's like jogging in place, like it's like how dare you, and he just lunges at them, and you have this, what I can only describe as a transformation sequence of this guy shooting into a kid's butt. The kid's, clothes get blasted apart, kid gets tossed in the air, Kappa grows, like, quadruple in size, eats the kid, then the Kappa body, like, turns, like, oddly suggestive, and then he does a dance. And then it cuts to, and then it sort of transition scenes into a scene where, like, the silhouette of the kid is, like, he's being stuck to a wall, and then his, as you described earlier, his anus, like, orb thing gets sucked out of him. And this is what turns the kids into Kappas. Okay, so now that I've explained that, the way that this show works is that it's kind of like it's a magical girl series, where the sequence of the main characters turning into the magical girl is this animation of their anus orb getting taken out as a transformation sequence. And then they fight against, like, some weird giant, like, shadow creature that also has, like, some weird deep meaning in it. And the way they defeat the monster is by having these 3 Kappa kids somehow maneuver behind the monster, dive into its anus, and then they rip out their butt. Their butt orb, I should say.
Their butt orb. Their mystical,
Yes.
their mystical, organ. What was it called again? Sharigani or some shit? I don't know.
Shirotama, I think.
Yeah, some shit
It
like
literally translates to, butt ball or butt soul. Either way.
So needless to say, that when everybody probably that listened to the other podcast was like, these fucking people are creepy. I'm not the only creepy ones. I know.
It's the
so
thing
crazy.
that I am caught up to this show. Like, it's gone past my 3-episode rule. So, like, if anything, even if you find this show really abstract, like too abstract, watch it for the animation. Like, the animation is beautiful.
And you too can watch as the butt orb gets sucked out.
Yes, exactly.
And great 4K.
Every
4K.
episode, too, yeah. Exactly, 4K. Just like getting your butt taken out.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I forgot to explain that. In the first episode, when the kids like get turned into Kappa, you like actually see like how he's doing it, and like after the transformation sequence, you see this Kappa prince like actually crap out these kids, and they're like domed inside, like they're in their Kappa form, but they're like in like a little bubble, and you see the Kappa prince like go like,
You basically shaved him out.
like exactly. He's just like you actually see this dude shit out the kids. It's great. It's great. Trust me, guys. Trust me.
I promise that the butt orb being pulled out should not deviate your eyes from such a great series. I haven't watched it yet, but I was going to talk to some sources and get some additional opinions.
It's good.
Right.
In my opinion, it's good.
All right.
All right. Next show is We Never Learn. This show is I would kind of describe it as your kind of trashy rom-com.
Is that the one where the dude's like in school trying to?
Yeah, like the main character is a dude who's been commissioned to tutor these 2 girls who like are geniuses in their preferred realm of study. Like one's a really like a science person, the other one's like a literature person. But the profession they actually want to go into, despite being geniuses, is the exact opposite thing.
Got you.
Yeah. The thing I like about this show is that it's just like, this is the show to waifu wars this season. Like, you have like, for the literature girl, you have, like, the very, like, you know, cutesy, prim and proper, like, very slender woman.
Like the traditional femininity.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
really
yeah.
The femininity in that
And it just feels, like, kind of shy. It's just like, oh, like, yeah, like, it's like, you feel like you would protect that.
Yeah,
that smile.
Like, I gotta make sure that she's okay because it's my job to make sure that nothing hurts her.
Yeah, and then, so that's the literature girl. The science girl is like, she's like the shorter one. She has more. She's a more hourglassed figure, if you know what I mean.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Coke bottle like.
And her personality is more, like, there's the charm of, like, her being super analytical and scientific about everything,
Mhm.
and it's like, yeah, I could see this one being best girl.
Well, I do like, I like both.
And then later on, they introduce a third one where, she is the, energetic, like, kind of girl.
Mhm.
Like, whose profession is sports, and then she's just, like, bad at everything else. But she has the, even though she has that sort of energetic, outgoing exterior, she has hidden feelings for the main character. So it's like,
Ooh.
oh man,
Oh,
like that's
goodness gracious.
that's what I call like top tier spaghetti.
This spaghetti is really good. Would you like some chicken parm as well?
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I do. Do you got some hourglass Coke?
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, like, I just like to watch the show just as a, just kind of, yeah, like, there's some, like,
I mean, and
harem, ecchi shit going on.
honestly, like, I don't know. I just, personally, I feel like every season you should kind of pick up the one, like, harem that pops up. I'm not saying that every series has a great one, but every series that, every season there's gonna be one or two. And, I mean, let's be real. After watching, say, for this season, like, you got your One Punch Man, which is funny, but then it gets a little bit serious, likely. Then you got, Demon Hunter, that's shit serious. Then you got fucking, I got Ace of Diamond, that shit's getting serious.
Yeah.
Then I got fucking, continuation of, Shield Hero, that shit's serious. Like,
yeah.
So, like, I try to find, like, a balance for me, which is, like, hey, this series is my sports. This series is my, serious, like, my serious stuff. Attack on Titans, of course. Like, after a while, you kind of be like, man, I'm tired of using my brain to make sure that I understand everything. You kind of want to lay back and just kind of have mindless. It's like mindless TV.
It's like your potato chips
Yeah,
show, where it's just like, there's no stakes in this. It's just like everyone just kind of like being funny.
Exactly.
It's like,
and I mean, after some shows, after a while, like some stuff get really dark, some things get really serious, people die. It's just it's something where it's like, man, I need something lighthearted to kind of counteract everything that I just watched and digest. Because I mean, and this is my own personal belief. I think if you watch too much dark and disturbing shit, you start twisting your own views in life, and you become dark and disturbing. So it's always good to kind of like add that lighthearted view in there, so that you don't go down that deep dark road where Batman's parents were killed. Like, you want to go down there.
You want to be able to, like, have a nice show to decompress with.
There you go.
Speaking of which, so, like, on the complete pole, like, I guess the extremity of that is the next show I'm talking about.
No!
The show is called Why the Hell Are You Here, Teacher? So, even though I just talked about, like, a trashy harem, this show is, like, supreme trash in that the current broadcasting that's happening on Crunchyroll right now, it's all censored. Like, everything's censored. Because of the content of just the show itself. Like, right off the bat, like, how do I don't even know how to describe this.
I think you just need to hit with the hard facts then. It's
pretty much just like, teacher just gets into lewd encounters with student. And then from then on, it's just like, look at, like, there's just all these boobs. There's all these boobs in their ass, but then there's also these weird badges of the chibi sensei censoring herself. Because, you gotta sell those Blu-rays somehow.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
You can't sell porn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can,
But like, getting back on track, oh my god, the content in each one of these episodes is like so. I don't even like. Oh man, I know you just told me to just hit them with the cold hard facts, but
it's that
damn,
bad. Jeez, like not bad, but like is that
like you just straight up like have a kid like sucking the teacher's teeth, and it's like, This is a show. This is a show. This is a show that Crunchyroll like licensed, but
Goblin yogurt?
It's censored. It's censored.
So we out here just swallowing yogurt now? Oh, God. Hey. Oh, no. What's that show called again so I can look at it and judge it?
It's called Why the Hell Are You Here, Teacher?
Yeah, why the hell are you here on my TV, teacher?
It is a really quick commentary. It is really funny that as anime has progressed, we're getting more and more shows that it's like so close to just being porn.
Like they're pushing the limits so far so they can realize, where do we stop?
Yeah.
Where do we stop?
And
oh,
shit! You know the funny thing is that every single time an episode comes out, it's like within the top 4 popular pick of
because
in
because I mean, let's be real. I mean, a lot of people that watch anime are suppressed a little bit. and on top of it, let's be real, a lot of women are perverts. And I will wholeheartedly say a lot of women are perverts. And this is their outlet. Bam! Mark it down.
Damn!
Bam!
Damn.
Cohort facts.
Damn!
Don't fact check.
I just got destroyed by facts.
By cohort facts that I have no visual proof on, but I can just go based off personal experience that every time I hear what girls watch, somehow, some way, some pervert shit is happening. It's always, do you see how big them boobs are? What? I didn't even notice that shit. I'm actually playing into the plot.
Oh, so Roland, just right there, you said a potentially controversial opinion about anime, which gets into our next little fun bit. 3 things that we love and 3 things that we hate about anime tropes.
Ooh.
So, Roland, do you want to start off with love or hate?
I want to start off with love, because I feel like hate would be more entertaining.
All right. Yeah, we can really get into that.
We can really drag that one out.
All right. Yo, would you like to take the first love?
Yes, I would, actually. So, tropes that I love in anime. Trope 1, okay? The idea that the main character and a rival will fight and fight and fight, but they will always remain friends.
That's so wholesome.
So like obviously you got your Naruto and Sasuke, you know, that's the most primitive example of it, which is just like Sasuke was like, oh, we're going to spoil territory. You haven't seen Naruto too much. If you haven't seen the first series of Naruto, the first installment, then
everyone knows
you fucking slap me. But so Sasuke ends up basically saying, fuck you, village, I'm out this bitch, I want to gain power. And Naruto's all like, no, Sasuke, come back. I love you as a friend.
Yes, as a friend.
As a friend.
Yeah.
And then the whole Shippuden era was just, we need to bring back Sasuke, and here's these Akatsuki members. And so, I just really enjoy... At first, I didn't like it, because I was just like, this shit is dumb when I was younger. I was like, why would you do this for a friend? But then, as I got older, and I, made more friends and became more sociable, I understand that, it just shows that duality, man. Like, there's differences in life. Doesn't mean you should throw them completely away. Like, I mean, me and Trey, me and you, me and Chavez, we all have our different views, and we haven't bickered yet, but
we will.
We will eventually.
Yes.
But I bickered with Trey and Chavez plenty of times, and I mean, our friendships were on the motherfucking rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, yo, fuck you too, da 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 da. And I mean, at the end of the day, they still my homies. Like, I'm not sitting there saying that you need to get in arguments to understand, to show that you care. But it kind of like plans out a certain way where you learn, maybe not agree with them, but you learn a different view. Mm-hmm. And so then it's like, okay, well, you don't agree with me with this, but that doesn't mean I gotta not be cool with you. It just means that, you view differently than what I do. That doesn't mean it's good or bad, and just understand. The whole thing is just to understand somebody. And I just truly enjoy the idea of, hey, man, listen, I don't like that you like this, but that doesn't mean anything, man, because I'm still cool with you as a person. And I'm like, yeah, wholesome.
Damn, yeah, that is a very, like, wholesome, like, thing oh my god, my first one's freaking trash. Like, that is so wholesome, man. No, I definitely agree. Like, okay, so I don't necessarily, that trope isn't like within my top like 10, but it's something that I do value personally in my life. Like knowing, like, no matter how much you bicker with like your friends, you're still buddy at the end of the day. Yeah, like oh my god. At the
end of the day, like you still my mans. Yeah, no matter what.
It's so wholesome, so wholesome,
so wholesome.
All right, so oh man, my trash first thing that I love about anime tropes is when the opening drops at the climactic, like, final battle.
Oh my
god! Like you have your last episode. Intro doesn't even play. It's because they know you want to get right back to it. But in that moment when, like, you can even imagine this right now. Like, your main character, he's, like, bloodied on the ground. He's like, no, this is the final battle. I gotta do this. He gets his, like, he musters up all his strength, and suddenly, bam, there's your opening. And they don't even just play the first, they play the full damn song while you're freaking, like, have you ever watched, like, Gurren Lagann?
Yeah.
Yo, dude, like, you're just like, the, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na, kimi ga kikoeru, and it's like,
I'm so empowered. He's like, let's fucking go! I'm so amped!
Like, probably from the outsider's point of view, it seems so, like, childish to be like, man, why are you getting, like, hyped up for, like, just like the song?
You don't understand!
You don't understand! It's like, we have listened to the song so much, and it's just like, it's just a part of the hype. It's a part of the hype. I absolutely love it.
I do in fact lose it because, like, you know, you're just like waiting for that build up and then it finally happens, and then on top of it they're like, and they know, and the best part is they know that their opening is a banger, and they're like, you thought you was gonna get it in, but you're getting it here, and it's like at the time of it already being climactic, and it's you already blood's pumping. You know, you're just like ready to fucking punch your neighbor. Like, you're just ready to go. Like, you're just like, let's go. Like,
but dude, it's even better when it's a long running show, and then for the last episode of Climactic Battle, they play the first opening.
Oh my
like,
God.
that's just like, so it's like, holy shit, have this, like, that's the OG. That's the fucking.
I was there when it was being made. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, that's some hype shit. All right, Roland, what's your second love?
All right, so my second love is, and this is more my evil part of me. I actually enjoy watching when a villain, a cocky villain, not just the main villain, but a cocky villain gets just fucking completely destroyed after talking so much shit. Like, so this isn't in the anime, but this is something that I can just use as the current example. So in the first Avatar: Last Airbender, when they met Toph, right around that time, she entered like a tournament, and in the tournament she fought this dude named the Boulder.
the Boulder.
The Boulder.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so the dude's like, "Oh, you may be big, but you're not bad. The Boulder is gonna win by a landslide." And he was like, I feel conflicted. And then the dude does some shit of it is, like, I forgot what his name was. Soka?
Yeah.
He does some shit that's stupid to taunt him, and he was like, the Boulder is no longer conflicted. And then ended up getting his leg split and kicked in the nuts, essentially. Not kicked in the nuts, but he get his leg split and he basically ripped his, and he basically passed the fuck out. And then in the series, I just enjoy watching it when a character just completely talk the biggest game. And then they just get like one punch. Like, and it's just like, well, obviously you weren't as good as you think. And it's just like, I'm the same type of person that watch rant videos because I thoroughly enjoy other people's misery from time to time. And this is me and my character. Like, it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. It just means sometimes I like to watch just trashy shit, and that trashy shit is, ooh, you're having a tough time. And instead of me being like a person that takes that and maybe my trashy day and take it out on people, I'd rather watch it where it's already done. And I'm like, haha, that's funny because, you know, XYZ happened and I just find it way entertaining now. So that, I enjoy that. I really do enjoy that. I don't know where that falls in my top tier list. I just listed out 3 current ones, but I just enjoy watching people get sauced the fuck up. And
it's even better when it's like instant karma.
Yeah.
Like as soon as they're like, talking big game, like shit talking to someone, and they immediately get like wailed. It's like, pew! It's like, yeah, you fucking deserve that. You shit.
You fucking shit. They fucking hate you. You ugly. Like damn.
Alright, so my second love of in anime tropes are the intense, not intense scenes. Like to better explain this, it's those scenes, like, they're more normally in comedy shows where it's like someone will do like something so trivial, like writing on a piece of paper, and then like based on how like the animation team does it, it's like all dramatic and dynamic and shit. Like it's not quite a good example because it is kind of serious.
Yeah.
Best example I can think of is in Death Note when it's like the I'm gonna take a potato chip and eat it scene.
Oh my god.
It's like trivial things like that are maybe so intense. It's like, damn, like as a viewer, like when you're in the moment, you're like, holy shit, shit's going down.
Yeah.
But when you take a step back, it's like, these guys are just like talking about like buying a drink or some shit like that. Why has it got to be so intense? Like you just like dropping it. It's like a better way to sort of explain like a theoretical scene is like someone drops like a pencil from the desk and it's like goes slow motion and it's like background ducks is like dun 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 dun. And it's like, what the fuck was that?
I mean, the only one that came to my mind at the time, well, at this moment, is like having you heard of Sakamoto when he was fighting the fucking wasp.
Yeah,
yeah.
It
was just like it's a fucking bug that's flying around, and then like all of a sudden, like the fucking wasp looks at Sakamoto, goes after him, and he's like, "Nah," with his chopsticks, like, "Nah, this is not going down." And he's over there fucking fighting him with chopsticks. He's fighting the stinger of a wasp with chopsticks, and it's just so intense because it's like they zoomed in, they're fucking adding all this animation behind it to show that it's an intense battle, and all it is like a fucking bug. And don't get me wrong, wasps are fucking terrible by all means, but you can kill a fucking wasp by just smacking in one is on the wall or something like that.
If I recall, in that same episode, like right before Sakamoto stepped in to fight the wasp, like there was even a moment where it was like, "Get behind me, everyone! I'll take the blow." And it's like, oh my god, dude, you gotta be kidding me!
So fucking dumb, dude. I enjoyed that. If you haven't watched, you heard of Sakamoto. That is just an amazing.
Oh yeah, like
funny ass,
hilarious show.
Hilarious, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Top list on my comedies for sure.
What is your third love of anime?
So this is a love and a hate at the same time, because it's a good way to transition, as well as I couldn't find another one that I really thoroughly enjoyed. At the time, I was busy at work.
Sounds like you don't even like anime.
I don't. I'm a fraud. I'm a phony. I'm a phony. So, I love when main characters get a power-up. I love it. I do thoroughly enjoy when they like, oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked. Look at his hitting power. But I realize that the hidden power in every anime now is a demon form.
Oh yeah, so like the darkness inside me.
It's I'm raging, and it's just like, and it sucks because I know for like every fucking series there's a demon form. It's like, have you fucking watched Black Clover? Demon form.
Yeah.
Have you watched fucking Naruto? Even though he's not a demon, demon form. Did you watch Inuyasha? Demon form.
Hey,
have you watched
Super Saiyan? Is like could technically be a demon because it's driven by anger.
Yeah. And so and what the fuck else is there? Fuck.
There's
Seven Deadly Sins. Seven Deadly Sins.
All the
demon form.
All the shit that happens in Bleach, like what is his mask?
Demon
thing,
form.
Demon form. Yeah.
They just threw it in there, so I was just like, and it makes me mad because I don't want to constantly deal with demon forms because I would like to see some different shit from time to time. But I can't lie to you and say that when I see a demon form and the different illustrations of each one, I'm like not sitting there like, oh shit, it got real. It got real demon form. Holy fuck! Like
it's like, oh no, he's using the power of darkness.
He's so edgy.
He's so edgy and cool.
So it's like, it's more of a hate for myself because every time I sit there and be like, I know what the fuck is about to happen. He's gonna get a demon form. And it's like, here's the demon form. And I'm like, fuck, it's cool! Like, it's so fucking cool. And
because of literally like we just like talked about, like I have like mixed, it depends on how it's executed.
If it's executed perfectly, which is, as you said, when it all of a sudden the fucking intro kicks in or some shit, the OG original on top of the demon form that been illustrated properly, you're just like, well shit, I might as well just fucking buy this anime with the Blu-ray coming out. I need it right now.
Oh my god.
But that's my last love.
Okay. My last love is anytime there's a dance sequence.
Oh.
I want to be specific here. Dance sequences that don't use CG.
Ooh.
The one we know,
of course,
is Love Is War.
The greatest fucking one of the greatest animes ever created. Yes, dude, I am aware.
Yeah, there's a dance sequence like at the end when the end of yeah,
3?
like episode 3 of Love is War or something like that.
Like
Yeah.
3.
Everyone who's been in like a really old school anime fan knows the original Haruhi Suzumiya ending.
Yep.
How you gotta like that dance?
Yeah.
Like, and even Sada Zanmai has like a dance sequence in their show,
God, there it
which
is.
is amazing. So like and like both in terms of animation and like culturally, like I love dance sequences because like when you go to an anime con, you will always like see some sort of like flash mob doing one of those dance sequences. Like it like really like it's so good, it just brings people together. And I love it.
They're like, I did that before.
Yeah.
I watched it before. Like, yes!
Yo, like back in high school when I first watched Haruhi,
Mhm.
I freaking grinded the shit out of learning Hare Hare Yukai dance.
Oh, yeah.
And like I just like, oh my god, it's in my muscle memory. That's how close it is to my heart. All right, so now that we're done with loving things, what do we hate about anime, Roland? What do we hate about anime?
What do we hate? All right, so, and I love getting into the shits with this. So, what I don't like trope-wise, I am sick and tired of perverts supporting incest love, even if they're not related. I can't stand it. There's nothing from this shit that's like, you know what? I always thought about fucking my sister.
But
like,
dude,
no, like,
but dude, like,
and this shit goes to the porn and everything. They're like, oh, my stepsister.
but yeah,
that's not through
Roland,
related.
they're not blood related, so it's
cool. It's cool. We can allow it. No, man, like that shit's weird, man. It's weird.
You
Even
just
if it's not blood related, it's fucking weird, man. Like, no one's going around saying, yes, I fucked my stepsister and it was really good and we keep doing it even though my parents may not like it. Like, flag on a play. Like, I just watch it and be like, okay, cool, I watch it for the comedic standpoint, but it's just like, come on, man, like, really? Just like, what the fuck was I watching that was, Kisses? This is way back.
oh my god,
fucking
holy
Kisses.
shit.
And the idea that this dude woke up in a bed with his dick hard and his one stepsister, who's a twin of another, kisses him, good morning, on the lips. And then the other one's like, oh, I want to do it too. And I'm going to kiss him on the lips as well. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I getting into? What am I getting into in this? Who likes this shit?
The thing is, a lot of people like that shit because they keep making it.
Yeah, I'm realizing that. I mean, I'm glad that you guys found something that, you know, I try to do the duality idea, which is like what I don't like doesn't mean what you don't like and shit like that. And like, just try to find that blend. I just can't get down with it, man. I just can't. And I'm just like, I'm sick of seeing that shit. How hard is it to be like, it's my neighbor who comes over from time to time. Just that's it.
Well, everyone knows that when it comes to rom-com harems, childhood friend is always the worst. So you just throw it out as like that's just immediate trash right there.
Immediate trash right there. Okay, well, you know what? It's not as trashy. It's not as trashy.
Yeah,
as the other
just
one.
you don't like the Oni-chan.
No.
Oni-chan.
No, it's fucking
Roland.
creepy.
Roland
Creepy.
Ni-chan.
Pass. Heart. Beetle. I've been saying that recently. Every time, just fucking JoJo. Beetle.
Okay. So, my first hate of anime tropes. It really pisses me off when you have a sequence where it's like the main villain like mind controls one of the protagonists and like forces them to fight like when they're buddies. I like really hate that for some reason. It like really gets my blood boiling. It's even worse when they like mind control the main character. It's like I don't know. Okay, the best way that I could probably describe this my hatred for this. So how familiar are you, Roland, with the world of doujinshi?
I'm not as familiar as you think I am, but I know a few.
Okay, do you know a genre called netorare?
No, but you can explain it.
It's getting cooked. So for me, like, so there's this whole thing about like netorare, getting cucked, like being the worst thing. It's the most vile tag you can put in doujinshi. To me, mind control is the equivalent of that in my battle anime. Like your buddy, like you're on this adventure trying to fight this demon lord, and you just got buddy cucked by freaking Chad Demon Lord.
By Chad Demon Lord. Alright, so I'm not gonna sit there and say you're wrong, because I do agree. I fucking hate when it's not executed a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, there has been a recent anime I watched that did do it a certain way that I did enjoy.
Which one? Describe to me.
It was Black Clover.
Okay.
There was a scene where it was this witch, and she does a healing technique that infuses her blood with yours.
Mm-hmm.
And so she infused it with Asta, but like she realized this nigga's potential and what he did, like what he can control, because no one can control like the weapons that he has except for him. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like elves and shit like that. So she realized what this dude's capable of and the power that comes with it. So she was like, "I'll heal your arm, sure." And it seemed like everything was cool because it came out of nowhere. It was like, you defended my castle, you saved my people, you're fine. You get a pass. And I'm gonna heal your arm because you can't use it, and I want you to use it now. It's all good. But she had ulterior motives, and they painted it a picture where you couldn't even fucking figure it out. And the next thing you know, you just see him fucking just go demon form out of like his own fucking control. And she's like, "Ha, bitch, I controlled you because I pumped my blood in you." And I'm fucking like, oh. And then he had her.
That makes me so mad.
But he killed one of his friends, and this shit was so lit. But then I'm not gonna sit there and say what happens next, but legit murders one of his friends. Yo, it was the fucking dopest thing at that moment. And I was like, because it all tied together a certain way, and I couldn't see it coming.
Oh my god.
And I was like, this shit has been done right, though.
But that makes me so mad.
But it's so
That makes me so mad.
That's the only one I could think of that was, okay, I'll let this one go.
No,
right?
that's terrible. Like, oh my god. Okay, hold on. So let's take a step back. Let's see if I can get you to join on this hate bandwagon thing.
Okay.
Alright, so Shield Hero.
Okay.
Imagine if Raphtalia, she got mind control, be like, you know what, I agree, you are the devil.
That's what
just straight at, like, betrayal.
That'll frustrate me.
Exactly! Like, it's like, no! It's not true!
No! You're gonna give it back! Give me what I want!
Exactly. That's what I hate. That's why I hate mind control.
Oh my god. Let's see. So my next one I have on here is, So,
explain yourself.
Picture this. Sicily. 19.
What?
No, so imagine, this lead up.
Mm-hmm.
This lead up to, say, a big fight between the hero and the villain.
Yeah.
And, they skip the intro, they're fucking going at it, and it's about to just hit that climatic scene, they hit the fucking intro, and everything's like pulled together, and then the flashback happens.
Yeah, like just
to either a filler or to a part that doesn't really correlate as much. Maybe even if it's a fucking training montage. Why are you throwing this shit right in the middle of the fight? You are killing my immersion.
You're straight up getting blue ball right there. Like, it's like you're so ready to get going, but it's like fucking stop explaining shit. I just want to get to the main fight. Damn it!
Like that shit makes me so mad. It's like the hand jobs. It's the hand jobs of anime. Like that's the best way I can say it. It's like we got a pad out time. You're getting there, and then it's just like, nope, I gotta go home.
Oh,
what do you mean you gotta go? No, you're gonna finish this job, right? No, I'm not gonna finish the job. No, but I like. There's been plenty of examples like that. I mean, God's sake, Bleach fucking the most known, but any shonen is known for that shit. It's like, okay, you realize that you might be catching up to the manga too fast, and you just throw some shit in there to kind of like, hey, I'm gonna buy some time, but don't do this shit in the middle of the fucking fight. Yeah. I don't mind if you sit there before the arc. I don't mind if you do it if it's a dry part of the arc as much. I still don't like it, but I'll let it slide. But when it's the climactic fight, and I've been waiting how many fucking weeks for this shit, or years for this shit, and then you're like, you know what, be kind of cool if we fucking flashback to when this dude walked the cat home. What?
Oh my
God.
What
does this have to do with this dude getting punched in the face?
That is pretty hard. But however, Roland, let me twist this on you.
Okay.
How about the scenes, like, okay, so like, imagine this now. Main characters, like, charging in for the final blow, and then just really quick, in the span of maybe like 2 or 3 seconds, you get a really quick flashback of this, like, really quick flash scenes of like where he's all of the landmark parts and then, and it quickly cuts back to him like going for his phone. It's like, ah.
Mhm.
How about that kind of
I'll
scene?
let it slide.
Okay,
It's not long. It's not something that's like gonna take up 5-10 minutes of the episode. That's already 24 minutes.
Yeah.
That's what I don't do.
Okay,
If it's
okay.
like, okay, here's like this snippet of 5 seconds or 10 seconds of what the fuck you did to get to this point, I'll let it slide. But when you sit there and you take away about 20%, 30% of the fucking episode that I waited for weeks for, like, I mean, like, especially if you just watch it when it first came out, you have to wait 7 days.
Yeah.
And it's like, there it is. I'm waiting for it. And you turn it on, and then that happens. You're just like, I fucking hate you. Like,
Yeah.
like if I had to choose between, saving you and Hitler, I don't know. Like right now, it's looking kind of tough right now.
Holy hell, man.
What's one you got right now?
All right, my next hate is, I hate the trope where you have the. I'm going to use My Hero Academia as a direct example.
Oh wow.
I hate the moments where there is like a scene where everyone learns a thing. Like, okay, so specifically in My Hero Academia, there's this part in season 2 where like everyone's training is like, okay, you're gonna use your power to like make your own signature move, and you have like everyone spread out, and then telling them like, concentrate, I can do this, I can do this, and it's like, ha, yeah, here's my new signature technique. It's like, what did you fucking think? Of course you're gonna learn something new. It's like, oh man, I hope I get it right this time. Or it's like, ooh, that was close. Did you see my new It's like, fucking, like, I hate you. I just hate you.
I just hate you. You suck.
It's like seriously, when you have a shonen anime and you're trying to get everyone to learn a signature technique, do you really think that, like, anyone's going to actually fail when they're like, oh man, I better concentrate really hard on this. I'm trying my best. Like, and then
Alright, so I'm gonna take that and use the My Hero Academia example just like you, but on a part where I thoroughly enjoyed when something like that happened. When he figured out his own style of fighting, like the main character, when he was like, I was trying to be. And I guess it's because I watched a lot of Mother's Basement.
Okay.
And the way he breaks down certain shit of like, here's him looking up to him. Here's him being on the same fucking stage. Now in his opening is him fucking surpassing him. And it's just like, what did he do in this time frame? And they break it down, like he broke it down a certain way, and then it led to him discovering like, I wanted to be like All Might. But now, like, I realized I was trying to shape to be exactly like him, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. And then he, like, completely, not say changed his style up, but switched up his fighting technique. Instead of, like, I wanted to punch just like him. I wanted to, be able to smash everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? Why limit myself, man? These hands are cool, but I kick the shit out you. Like, and I was like, yo, and it's like, now when you sit there and focus and like, I sit here and stare at this fucking paint drying, and I'm gonna eventually get it right if I stare at this fucking paint the entire time. Yes, that's frustrating. I don't like that. But when it just like dawns on them that they get to this moment of, I was trying to be like you, and it goes to a phrase of like, it has to be, they idolize somebody, and then they surpass somebody. That's the technique I let slide, because it's just like, I like the idea, and if you don't know, and here's a fun fact. Here's like some little fun quote and shit like that I got. You cannot surpass somebody you idolize.
Yeah.
And if you and this is just a little tidbit in life for people that are watching this. Like, if you idolize him, like, man, I want to be just like this person. You like, for example, it is, I know wrestling wise, I'm gonna throw wrestling king in there. So wrestling wise, you have my man who was like, he was like, yeah, like Shawn Michaels was like the shit when we watched wrestling. And this dude was like, man, even he was like, I wanted to be just like you. I wanted to be Shawn fucking Michaels. But why be like you when I can be better than you and be my own person? And I was like, that's the shit I fucking love. Pass me a bowl of that.
Okay, I agree with you, and that in the whole like span of the scope of like the whole mental process of like getting from point A to point B. I do like that. It's specifically the moment when it's like an isolated training area, and that's when you show off your new move. It's like, why can't you just like...
Why can't you come up with it on the spot?
Why can't, yeah, exactly. Why can't you just like have the scene be you actually just using the move in a real situation, and then maybe you give me a flashback on how you came to learning this thing, and not just like everyone circle jerking each other like, oh yeah, we're doing
something. You didn't like when Naruto learned how to do the Rasengan? And he just...
That's different. That's different. Like
he was like, yeah, now do it with a rubber ball. What the fuck?
That's different because with Naruto, it's the journey of point A to point B. You see every step of the way, and it's just him like overcoming like the struggle. Even then, like he finally like masters it in the heat of the moment. I'm talking about like when you're like in a dumb closed space with everyone, and everyone's just like, I'm just doing my own thing. Look, I can make a house of cards over here. See how awesome I am. It's like, no, you do that in the actual, like, while you're in the real world. You're not in the freaking TV class. I'm just going on a dumb tangent.
Oh my gosh.
You go on.
Alright, and so for my last one, which is actually something that you mentioned earlier that I thought of, monologuing to fans.
Oh.
I don't like that. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Obviously, the example would have been the Death Note moment where he was like, and then I'm gonna take this shit and eat it. I'll let that one slide because it became a meme, and I fucking thoroughly enjoy that. But I don't like too much of, okay, yeah, I'm gonna fill in the blanks of this backstory that you don't know, that I'm doing behind the scenes, or that, you know, we need to catch up on. Like, I just don't really like that, you know, they're speaking to themselves. Like, I speak to myself in my head, like, from time to time, or you might be like, oh man, shit, this is big. Like, you're having a full-blown because you didn't add it into the story, and so you're using this as a ploy to kind of cover up the loose ends. At least that's what I come across. There are times when it's done pretty well, you know, but I don't like it. I just don't like it.
So I agree with you 50% there. It does depend on the context of it. It's like, for example, again, like in a shonen battle scene where like the monologue is literally explaining everything that's happening when you could easily just be watching what's fucking happening. It's like, I don't need to hear you explaining what the fuck you're doing. Like, it's like, just do it. Just do it. However, in the battle of wits kind of things, like, for example.
Okay, like Death Note again. Like,
but I was just gonna say, Love is War.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of, like, inner monologuing happening there. Yeah. But, like, that
it's strategic. It's strategic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, so I'm saying, like, definitely is the execution on it. But I was just thinking of, like, the bad shit. I wasn't thinking of the good shit. I was just like, this shit is stupid because I already know. Like, I'm thinking of, like, stuff that, like, it happened in your face. Yeah. And so they're using this as, like, a kind of a way to recap. And I'm just like,
it's freaking terrible. Like, imagine every single time.
So I guess it'd be recaps. We'll change it to recaps then. How about that? Like, we'll change to recaps. I don't really like those too much. Especially if it takes up,
like, the scene was, like,
takes up a while.
Like, I was gonna say, imagine like every single time Naruto does a wrestling, he's like, all right, here I'm like building up my chakra, I'm spinning, and go. It's like, you would be freaking stupid if you heard that every single time.
It's like, Sasuke, I remember when we were younger, and you fucking took my popsicle, and I just couldn't stand it, but I fucking love you because you're my friend, and, you know, you left us, and Sakura told me that, but alright, bro, listen, alright, I get it. Alright, I remember those episodes, I remember that.
Freaking, like,
I seen it, okay? I seen it. I'm trying to cater to the stupid people. I can't keep up.
It's like, oh my god, please. Alright, so my final hatred of anime tropes, and actually, like, okay, so I hate this, but I love to hate it. This is what I define as what I mentioned earlier, a spaghetti show. So imagine, so the reason why I call it spaghetti. Okay, so let me explain what I mean first, and then I'll get into why I call it spaghetti. Okay. It's when, you, in a rom-com, when you have your dumb as bricks main character is like, oh yeah, I'm walking down this hallway, and she's like, whoa, and then he's like fond, like he lands on some girl, and he's like got his hands in the wrong place, like, oh no, it was an accident. I love to hate that kind of shit. The reason why I call it spaghetti is, imagine you have a chef that is like handling like 10 plates of spaghetti like on his hand, and he just like, he's walking and he just can't he just can't hold on it. He just trips, and the spaghetti's like, oh no, it's everywhere.
And the
what am I
spaghetti
gonna
fell out
do?
my pockets.
It's like, oh no, where'd my glasses go? Oh, they're under your skirt. What? It's like, oh my god, shoot me. It's just like, it's freaking terrible. I love to hate it. I love this.
Oh my fucking god!
Like every single time I'm watching like the trash show, like I always just say to myself, like, oh man, what's gonna happen here? Oh, he just can't seem to keep his balance. Oh no!
You're like, oh, this is obviously too heavy for me, and I should probably not have done this by myself. What could be conveniently be? Oh, I just fell into it.
What's this? The girl I like is right beyond this one, like, road bump that I'm gonna trip on. I wonder what's gonna happen.
Oh my fucking god.
It's fucking so stupid.
Fucking shame.
Oh,
But, man,
yeah.
let's wrap this up, man.
Yeah.
You know, even shocking that we were able to last this long without two people.
Yeah, yo.
So you're holding us back, guys. You're holding
Exactly,
us like,
yeah.
no. I'm gonna be honest with you. We should probably.
I'm
gonna be honest with you real quick. I'm gonna keep it 100. This was a good episode.
Yeah. All right. Hope you enjoyed listening to anime shit with us. Have a good night, folks.
Later, y'all.